Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my live. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome, welcome, my people. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome. Oluchi, I greet you. Abiola, you're welcome. Good evening, everybody.
Appeal to.
You're welcome, my people. I greet every one of you. Good evening, Olurotimi. You're welcome. God's will, I greet you. Yenny, I greet you. Yemi, you're welcome. Sunny, I greet you. Good evening. Shinwikibo, I greet you. Abiola, I greet you. Good evening, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to another live video. Good evening, everybody. Yeah. So, my people, I want to salute every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me once again in this video. So yeah, I want to begin this evening with I mean, Ijele went to AIT and I wanted us to still hail the great Ijele. He has done a great job in trying to liberate the mind of our youth, and it was a one-man squad, and he was doing something that the government supposed to do. And even now the government people are still doing as if they don't know what happened. And Ijele is busy pounding the pepper and dishing it to them the way it should be. So if the truth is what they don't want to hear, right, then there's nothing anybody can do about it. Yeah. But Ijele has brought a message of life, a message of hope, and it's left for them to hear it and profit from that message of life that he has brought to them. But anybody that say as this life dey now, sweet he would rather give it away, there's nothing anybody can do about it. So I don't know where to start from this video, but I will let you take the lead so we can go from there. Let me remove this ban. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I greet you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. He was also on TVC. Then we have to put another poster where he's actually pounding the pepper. So not just the pepper itself. Good evening. Since you don't want to accept truth as real, so you have to see it as pepper. Good evening. Hello, Jerome. I greet you. Yeah, so I decided to leave it already again open this evening. I don't know the direction that you want the video to go. But there's a video I saw that one of our elder statesmen, Chief Iwanyanwu. Chief Iwanyanwu from Imo State is one of the Igbo elites that we heard about from the days of our childhood. Like they held sway. Like I'm looking at him like this now. I'm wondering, like, is it the person that they call Iwanyanwu? Because I wasn't sure, but that is what it is. And he said something. He said that he didn't know that Kanu did anything. Like, he don't know anything wrong that Kanu did. So that is very telling for somebody of his caliber to say that, right? That's very telling. But that's the situation we find ourselves. So let me play that video for you guys and then we can see.
Release. You mentioned yesterday that those killing and kidnapping can't say they are working for Biafra or Nnamdi Kanu. So if they don't work for Nnamdi Kanu and they don't answer to him, what do you think his release will foster peace in that region?
Well, the point about it is that this is the reason these people are giving. And then, of course, even we as a people, we have looked at the substance of Nnamdi Kanu's case. The judiciary in Nigeria has declared Nnamdi Kanu to be freed. We in Ohanese, we the Igbos, we are law-abiding citizens. We believe in the power of judiciary. If a judiciary have examined the case and said that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, we believe that any good government should release the person. When the judiciary says he should be released, and we have not been told any serious offense Nnamdi Kanu committed. Nnamdi Kanu has not been carrying any gun, has not been caught with AK-47. He has not been charged of murdering or killing anybody.
But there are video evidence of him inciting violence.
But let me tell you,
there are actually video evidence of him inciting violence in the East. You haven't seen any of them too?
What?
I said there are video evidence of him inciting violence, asking people to take arms and, cause mayhem in the country. You haven't seen that?
But he denies it. He denies it, and then that is the court has released him. If court has found him guilty, the court could have convicted him. The court could have jailed him, but the court has released him. We have in this country today people who have gone to Kuje prison and released people, release all people who have murdered Nigerians, killed Nigerians. Nobody has made any arrest. Nobody.
Talking about the appeal to have
Said that
Okay, I think that's the end
the
of it.
court has released him. If the court,
He said he
in the country.
denies
You
it.
haven't seen that?
but he denies it. He denies.
So our brother here is asking a very important question. He said that, um, good evening, everyone that's joining. Champion Nigeria. Okay, Chukwuka, I greet you. I greet you. Danny, you're welcome. So he is asking a question. He said that Nigerians boast that they are the richest black person in Nigeria, but they are not working to reduce the gap in the wealth that people have. You understand? I hope you can see what is written. It's kind of dark. Yeah. Yeah. So he's asking this question that why is it dark? It's because of the video. Yeah. So let me show it again. Yeah. So this brother is asking a question. He said that I have a question. Nigerians love to take pride in being the richest black man in Africa, and they are not working to reduce the poverty. Are you seeing it? And and he goes on to say, like, Germany and Canada, a progressive, when a country is progressing, you see it in when they are lifting people out of poverty. That's when progress come. But having individuals that are rich is easy because the wealth will be in the hands of one person. But how do you spread that wealth? How do you spread that wealth? That's the question. And that is because our people who go into government, they have not learned, their interest is not to rule or to lead, or they are not seeing the country as the country for everyone. They are seeing the country as like, it's my turn to steal as much as possible. It's my turn, my time. Oh, especially the people that have been in power, especially particularly in the southeast. Take for instance this man that we are talking about here. This man here, let me add him again to the
And
stream.
that is the court has released him.
This man here, Iwanyan, you can see how big he is. This is somebody I used to hear as a child. I remember one of my auntie then. He used to make like he used to say something that this is one young of a person that even water is not fit for him to wash his hands. If he wants to wash his hands, he will use Coca-Cola. Like, as a child, now in the mind of a child, say that he use Coca-Cola because water is too little, because he's so rich. And what did he do to become rich? How? So that's the thing. They think that they are the colonial master that come and steal and go to his country and build. They don't know that this country is their own. They take pride in being better than you. They take pride in oppression. Good evening. Their interest is not to lift people out of poverty. Take, for instance, ordinary palliative. There was lockdown. They gave you people, you don't buy it. You didn't have to go for it. It was given to you. Just go and give these people that you said, no, go out. Give them palliative. Let them have something to eat. They couldn't do it. None of the governors did it. I don't know, maybe there are governors that did it anywhere also. But in our own southeast, none of them. That is the kind of love they have for us. Do you know what they did? They went and kept all those palliative to use it for re-election so that they will not spend their own money. Why? So the government is not doing well. It's not thinking about. So most of the time when you hear projects in Nigeria, it's like waiting the year for television. It doesn't reach you as an individual. Yeah, the government doesn't have like structured palliative that are cemented into the system. So that's when we are saying building system is the way. But the people are too interested in personalities. Like, they want to look at that person and say this person is the pillar. No, it's the institution. So when the institutions are built and the system is put in place, anybody can be there as president, as governor, but assuming the system is already there, that system will be running. So look at any system you have in Nigeria, anywhere you put them, their only thinking is what can they steal? How can they steal to go and make my own money? They're not thinking, like, you can be thinking, there are many people who have experimented this. They are thinking, oh, let me come and create jobs. There are no jobs. And you will say, oh, let me come and open an industry, a factory, even as simple as a poultry. Let me open a simple thing, and so that people will work and make money. The people that you will employ there, everybody is thinking about how to take from that place. So this is the structure. These are our elders that are like in their, I would say from, let me say from 60, 70. I don't know, I may be wrong. I feel like they didn't leave any legacy for the youth. And funny enough, I saw a post, somebody made a post today, and it was like the youth from so bracket since 1980, they are the ones that they don't have any morality. And I'm wondering, what do you call morality? Morality of elders that trashed everything they met. Everything they met, they trashed it. They went to university free of charge. They ate lunch in the school mensa. They had a system that worked. What did they do with it? Did they uphold it? No. Did they build on it? No. What did they do? They trashed it. Go to any university, a federal state university, go and see the state of the hostels. It's a sorry state, right? So there is, it's almost like anything government needs to deliver to the people is a route to embezzle money. So that's the system that Nigeria is having right now. When people are saying my person has to be there, they are thinking that, okay, it's an opportunity for me to go and steal money for myself. Because why? That is what they have seen. All this thing is learned. We didn't come from heaven and saw it and carry. This is what we learned. We learn this same elder, they will say, oh, these children of that. But what did you teach the children? What? Look at me, all of us in our generation, all of us that are still under 50. What have we, what did we contribute to the situation? Everything we do, we are learning. You are the one that made it like crime pays. You reward criminals, you elevate criminals. And every Nigerian youth is an aspiring criminal. You lay that foundation, right? They are the generation that enjoy. They went to school free. Even the missionaries were running quality standard schools. And what did these people do with it? They trashed the whole system and sent their children abroad. And they demarcated, they divided the people. Even up until the time I was going to primary school, there was only one community, two community primary school in our village, one from the Catholic, one from the Anglican, and they were running concurrently. And we had one secondary school. So it was running, and government just had to pay school fees, but the communities were making sure, the primary schools were running, and government had to pay the salaries of teachers. This was a system that they met. What did they do? They abandoned the schools, the community. Like, when I think about this thing, it hurts me to the depth of my soul, because if not for those community primary schools, I would not be able to go to school. And these are the things that they met, and they destroyed it. But they want everybody to be doing rankade, they are the elders. What is the legacy you left? Your mates across the globe, look at the society that they created, that they left, that their youth are enjoying. It is your mates that built it. So don't blame the youth too much. And the ones that does anything bad, there is no punishment. Everything. The judiciary used to work. I don't know. Look at the system we have. Look at police barracks, the people you want them to enforce law. Go, have you gone to a police barrack? Even like like, have you seen a wall that is black? Go to police barrack, that's where you will see it. So, it's unbelievable. What? And the worst part, as citizens, we have not been taught our rights. So we don't even know that it is our right to have certain things from the government. So what we see is when someone is there, we say, now their own better now, in brother they there, now their people they there. So, fueling this acrimony of nepotism, someone from my tribe. Why? Because you don't have functioning institutions that are working. These are the people that went on scholarship to abroad, further their education, and came back. Which of those systems is working? None. Who is to blame? The youth, this youth of nowadays. But the youth didn't meet anything on ground. People like this Iwanya, all the money from Imo State is inside this in stomach that is from east to west. You can't say things as it is. Hey, Lina, I cite you. So the important, when we're talking about corruption, is almost like a system, and Nigerians take that mindset. When they leave Nigeria and go outside of Nigeria, they want to continue there. Like, they will see the rules, they will say people are trying to maintain the system work. They can't. Like, Nigerians don't feel comfortable when there's no system to cheat. And thank you, they replace university education to university court. When we were in university, you had to be like a spirikoko, like, you know what they call spirikoko, like here, like, obviously, evidently, like deeper life Christian, like that kind of a thing. So that nobody will find would we like, so that you don't become attracted to any eyes of these cultists, so that will just be there, understated, unrepresented, nothing. Why? Who brought it? Who brought all these things we are seeing? University education, you made it. Now, even back then, there was no private university. Now they have private university. So imagine, then they didn't have private university, but now they have private university. So I wonder the state of federal university, state university. Honestly, I don't know. I cannot imagine. So when we are saying government should work, these are the places we want to see. And when government begin to work, they will build these institutions, and they will teach the people new ethics, value system. We don't have it. We don't have any value system that is a guiding principle. The value we have is money. Go and get it. No matter anything, go and get it. Okay, you say Nigeria is not working, very fine. Okay, Nigeria, you don't have opportunity, things are hard. You go to the USA, because you have learned that becoming dubious, and it's almost like a normal activity for you. You will go to a system that works, that gives you opportunity to earn legitimate money and live fine. But it's not enough. You have to do crime. You have to do crime. There's a video someone pointed out to me. There's a comment somebody made on my page. I mean, that comment was rattling. That comment touched my heart, and I was like, wow, And he was talking about how, for example, we in the Southeast, how we oppress our people, how we underdevelop our region because of greed, and the money will be in the hands of a very few, and they will use that money that is in the hands of a very few, and they will use it to oppress the rest, and the rest will have to be running helter-skelter. So if you come to the Southeast, you have millionaires, billionaires, like highest money. When they gather, there is money flowing, but that money does not circulate. that wealth does not spread. And so everybody is in this rat race. Good evening, my brother Henry. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Iwanyanwu, look at him. All the money
This
for
court has
building
found
road,
him
for
guilty.
doing all this thing, is inside his stomach. All the money, all the contracts they collected to do one thing or the other, go to Imo State. There are communities that don't have schools. All the primary school, so that's why I feel like until we address the issue of this Biafra and set it aside, so that you will not be using it to distract the people and make them to overlook all your inaction, all your embezzlement, so that they can see, but why should this school be in this state? Why should this school be overgrown? Why should there be no desk? Why is the zinc leaking? How come the children don't, how come the teachers are not paid? Those kind of a thing. Why? What is stopping them? You got the money, you got the allocation, you have the money. What is going on? So we are not able to do that. We are thinking this Nigeria, they hate us. Nigeria is not is a zoo. Nothing is functioning. So in our own end, we are not able to hold anyone accountable. So a brother shared a video with me how the Africans overcame their difficulties and are holding sway today in South Africa. And nobody gave it to them on a platter of gold. They worked for it. And not as individual, because as individual you can only build an individual wealth. Even at the most you can help your family, your all your bloodline, everywhere your blood touch, but it's not going to reflect. So we need a government that is communal, that goes into the community and does something, that from the communal, that people are being taken care of from every community. I saw a video on David Nkwa, the Jibu people of Nigeria, Jibu in somewhere in Northeast. Like those people are just existing. Like they are inside the bush. Nobody even know that they are existing. They are just there. They don't have anything. Their children are not going to school. Like unbelievable. And they are Nigerians. Like when you are talking about if somebody will answer marginalization, those people supposed to be the ones. Good evening. Good evening, Lagonas. Thank you. And so individual wealth has not done us any good, So even like for example, if government is doing well, all these our brothers, Igbo brothers that have this acumen to do business and do good business and work very hard, government supposed to they subsidize their business. Like anybody they employ, they're supposed to get subsidization so that they're able to employ more people. What magic do you think foreign Western world are doing? You have to support those people on ground doing anything and taking people off of the labor market. And then when you employ somebody, you pay them wages according to something that they can live with. Not that you'll be paying somebody 10,000 naira, 2,000 naira a month. It doesn't make sense, right? So you have to pay somebody a wage that they can live with. At least they can pay rent with it, they can feed themselves with. That is when you pay rent, not you are using it to oppress. I saw a post, somebody was saying, if somebody work for you, you should kneel down and pray. And so it's their labor. A laborer is worthy of his pay. Pay them for their labor. They didn't do you a favor, they worked for you. Granted, you provided that opportunity for them to work, but they work, so you have to pay them their salaries. So if the government in the Southeast can tap into, for example, this what do we call it? This Iba boy, it's almost like a system of apprenticeship. Why don't you regularize it? Why don't you make the agreement, make it a way that there can be some curriculum attached to it, where they can go to school or some places, learn some theory, and spend the rest of the time with the oga and learn it. And at the end, they have a certification. I have a certification. I'm a sales representative in this field. what other magic do you think people are doing anywhere else? You have the market, use it. That's why I'm saying that we need to stop all these separatists, because all the energy you pour it into, I want to separate, I want to say, and then you are feeling like you are doing something, but you are not doing anything, because the problem is still there. And your rest is increasing because all the education the children are supposed to get, those children, they stole the education that they were there when all the primary school collapsed. They didn't go to school. They are the ones that are adults now. What is going to happen to them? Okay, you have trained your son abroad, but is it going to exist in a vacuum? It's still going to exist in a society. So Nigerian government, you guys need to realize that this country is not a bubble. It's for everyone. So take everyone along. Create a system of education, of medical care, of transportation, and fix people, train people to man those jobs, to take job opportunities, and they will have a job, and the system will be working, and you will teach people to be honest. And how do you teach people? You punish the people that do wrong. Not, oh, sorry, now God, na devil work, you no even know wetin do am, he just do am, na devil work. No, you punish the person. There are consequences, because everybody will do that if he knows that he can do it and go free. Many people will do it. So you stop them by punishing offenders. And the one on the side will know that, oh, if I do this, I'm not going to go free. So let me continue like this, And then you stop celebrating unknown wealth from unknown sources. Like here in Germany, you can't just come and say you have hammer from where to where, because every money have a source. They have to see where the money is coming from, and you cannot just be earning salary and the money will be sitting in your account. They will invite you for query. Come and explain your money you are paying. Where are you paying your rent from? Where do you get money from? Because you have to have. That's why, or like in the Western world, all this credit system, they have to see where your money is coming, where your money is going. But you all of a sudden say, oh, God have done it for me. Oh, you don't harm, I don't harm. Obugozu. From there, it's somebody Obugozu. You know what Obugozu mean? It buys somebody. And this is an expression that we celebrate. You celebrate, they say, oh, why are you talking about what is the source of his money? When he was poor, since he has been poor, did you ask about the source of his poverty? And everybody is looking for every opportunity to do criminality. Our brother said Iwanyanwu, I know, was awarded one federal government road, a federal road project from Umunze, Umuchu to Okigwe during Obasanjo regime, and he abandoned it. That's how all of them that are, like, when you look at, if you look at the billionaires in Nigeria or the wealthy people, what is the root of their wealth? You don't know. And that's why, and then they use Nollywood to tell people, oh, ritual, and they allowed Nollywood to do that ritual videos, that the source of money is from ritual, and then not minding that people are being paid. So the negligence we have suffered from our elite is unbelievable. Like, people are showing video that you can buy people and make money, and they allow that for more than 20 years and counting. Every video that Nollywood releases into Nigerian space, somebody acquires somebody to make money and actually come out rich. Every Alhaji that is a billionaire, every big billionaire, Ogbuefi, all of them did ritual. Like, seriously. It's like this IPOP something we are looking at today. And they are looking on and allowing it to fester, allowing it to go on. They know it's a lie. They know there's nothing going on there, but they don't care as long as it's not their child. But their population is being decimated. Our young male children, young male that's supposed to provide the stability that you need, because you need males to provide for the women when they are having children when the children are small. You need male in the families, and they are watching. And IPOB and Kano and all these things, they are depopulating Igbo male population. And do you know what they are doing? They are sterilizing the Igbo population, and they don't know. In biology, there's something they call sterilization. When you want to sterilize, some people know, like for example, you want to sterilize yourself as a woman, you know, you can go to the doctor and say, I don't want to have children again. They will give you that injection or different forms. They will use it to stop you from having children. You can do it as a man also. You know, they have name for it. They will sterilize you. But what we are seeing in Igbo land today is systemic sterilization of Igbo population. Like, can you believe this? Can you count how many boys have been taken out? How many men from beginning of this year till today? This is just half of the year, July. Think about it. Where will those men come back from? Many of them are young. Many of them are not married. Many of them are fathers. Many of them, they are gone forever. And then you are a young girl and you are looking, praying, you go to church, you say you want to marry. Who do you want to marry? And the ones that went abroad, many of them, they have been sold, get wet or tried, die trying, and they are inside different prison. Sterilization. And you say you have elders and they are looking, or they don't know, they are part of it, they are not part of it, they are there looking of political position so that they will use it to still amount the same wealth. They already have the wealth. They are already rich from different sources. They are already rich. They already have money, but they are still looking for political power. And if they don't get that political power, only will have to warn her. I don't know. I don't understand it, honestly. It's unbelievable. Yeah, if you are a government, then you do what you have to do. Our sister said the abandoned road is inside the Wanya Obela. He reached I
God
didn't
will have
know.
convicted you.
The first day I saw this man, I was like, is this the Wanya? That was when he was making that comment about Lagos rascals and all those things. I was like, wow. So now the Wanya when they talk nine big like this from east to west. Wow. It's unbelievable. You know, when you are hearing about somebody as a child, and then all of a sudden you are seeing him and like see how so all the road though is inside this is belle. You don't chop am. That's why I don't know. You know, you see wetin happen. Our brother say, what do we do when Igbo think the Yoruba and Hausa are the only corrupt politicians who destroy Nigeria? Why do they also have the mentality that only an Igbo man rule, only until an Igbo man rules before Nigeria can walk? Thanks. That's part of the work, the job that been done on the population. Yeah, that's just it, because you know your job, the training that was given to the majority of our young Igbo, even not just only young, like generality of our Igbo people, is that you know we are the best. We are the best thing that happened to Mother Nature, right? And yeah, anything we touch it, if we, everything will be good. And so Nigeria is not working well. So if we touch Nigeria, it will become good, right? So that leaves the question that okay, why is your own region, you know, not feeling that touching, you know? But because you know when you are distracted and the whole conversation is deflected, there's no truth in it. Of course, you know, like I tell people, everything you accuse this politician, it can equally be attributed to the other side. You know, when you say tribalism, like I was saying yesterday, the tribalism is you can see feel it here, you can feel it here, it's everywhere, you know. And the human the normally the human social relation is like they will always find a reason. Like when I'm looking at the Celestial Church, for example, one of the things that informed, as I learned, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, that they wear white garments to kind of bring a uniformity and togetherness. Like, I'm not richer than you, I'm not like, we are kind of the same. There is no materialism. But that has not changed the fact that even though they are wearing the same thing, they will wear magnificent gold, right? They will their own white. You will see the white will be different, brocade white, quality white, white, is so the human being will always find something to demarcate. Is I don't know why, but we see that all the time. So the idea of equality is not sold on us. We don't believe in equality. We don't believe in equality. So we believe that this one is like culturally we are not hierarchical like Yoruba or Hausa or other ethnic group I've seen. They have hierarchy, so everybody obeys that hierarchy. So I don't know, maybe subconsciously we are looking for that hierarchy and we are trying to create it with materialism. I don't know. And all these kind of sentiments. Maybe, who knows? But we don't have that hierarchy. Like, for example, your place, you are the first, you are the second, you are the third, you understand? Like, things are ranked in that order. We don't have it. We don't have it culturally that people will have ranking. The only ranking that actually mattered was like age. When according to your age, according to your group, certain duties, certain responsibilities was assigned to you, and then gender, male and female, and not even in the way of repression or oppression, but roles. Like, as a woman, you have your role, your function. As a man, you have your role, your function. So everybody, we had this binary system. Everything is in binary, in dual ways. So that's how things were supposed to work, elu nala, nwoke na nwanyi, everything. So if in Igbo culturally, it was that duality. There was no hierarchy. So I don't know, maybe as being exposed to other cultures and seeing that hierarchy, we desired it subconsciously. And so we had to implement it using oppression, using materialism, and looking for any reason to be better, to be the best. So instead of to cooperate, we are competing with each other. We are trying to show what we have achieved, where we are now. We want to make people who said certain things against us or about us to change their mind and talk and take back the word and eat back their words, something like that. So we need to go to the village and show them what we are. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a miseducation. Let's just put it like that. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. He invented Yoruba rascals. Iwanya who invented Yoruba, but he swallowed his words. Even if Sele all wear white, what of jeeps they drive in the church come? Abi, thank you. Some people will trek and some people will use jeeps. So, equality is something, it's almost like an utopia, It's almost like an utopia. We can never, But the ideal is to recognize the humanity in everybody and the sanctity of the life of everybody. That's actually the goal, Good evening, Noble. I greet you. Thank you, Ayuba. I greet you. Did I miss any other question? So that said, I have a video for our chief Iwanya. Maybe he's looking for what to say. Hello, Hope. I greet you. Let me see which of the video I want to play for you guys. So I want to start with this video that
go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
What qualifies you to call me a terrorist? What is the criteria for somebody to become a terrorist? You know, I want you to know that what is, you know, what qualifies, if you are calling me a terrorist, you are equally calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist.
E clear, abi no clear. So this is Prime Minister plus his Lord and Director that gave him the job and acknowledge what he's doing. So, you know, now they want to actually make it that it's a Simon Ekpa something. For me personally, I don't buy that. I feel like it's not true, you know, because like you can testify, like the videos we have seen, that it was maybe kind of premeditated it like that. I don't know. Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty, I don't know what. So anyway, Simon Ekpa said that what qualifies him? Why? What can you say? So let me play this thing again for you. Greetings. Oh, sorry.
He's doing a very fantastic job. Very great job.
So in this part of the video, I will cut it out later. I want just to show you that Kanu brought Simon Ekpa. And this dimension he has brought was envisaged. It was expected. And he's doing the job that was given to him very, very well, right? And anybody that is insinuating that he doesn't know where we are coming from, how we got here, is lying to themselves.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
What qualifies you to call me a terrorist?
Mm-hmm.
What is the criteria for somebody to become a terrorist? You know, I want you to know that what is, you know, what qualifies, if you are calling me a terrorist, you are equally calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist.
You know, the funny thing, I don't know, is he now a lawyer that is wearing cap? So Una Misleader said that he's doing a good work, but Iwanyanwu said he don't know, that he did not see anything bad that Kanu did. Okay, let's play this other one. Good evening, channel. I greet you.
Far from what Miet Yala. Our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegambia. We are being told they come from Mali. Mm-hmm. Some are from Niger Republic. Mm-hmm. Some are from Chad, according to the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we are setting up the Eastern Security Network to combat the excesses of these vagabonds and criminals from across the Sahel. Along the same lines as Amotekun, and even the ones set up by the terrorists themselves, Mieti Yala. What we are launching today officially before the congregation of a global audience is the Eastern Security Network. Not a Biafran army, no. Anytime this army will march, we shall let the world know. But for now, and for our present purposes, we are there to defend the land of Biafra against these marauders from the Sahel, against a very determined incursion being led by terrorists, Fulani terrorists to be precise. What we are doing is no different from what Amotekun is seeking to achieve in Yoruba land. What we are doing is not far from what Miet Yala, the terrorists themselves, are seeking to achieve in the northern part of the damnable Zoological Republic. our response to the endless cycle of insecurity, lawlessness, mayhem, destruction of lives and properties in Biafra land is the launch of this very Eastern Security Network. This very day, in the coming days and weeks, you will see them in their uniforms. You will see them performing very critical and vital functions of ensuring the security of our land. I urge each and every one of you to give them your maximum cooperation. Attempts in the... Our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegal. Give them your maximum cooperation. Attempts in the... Our invaders, we are being told...
So, sure, you people have seen how he's vibrating and saying he's forming Eastern Security Network, that he wants to achieve what Amoteku achieved in the northwest, in the southwest. And Amoteku was a convenient, it was government, Nigerian constitutional backed. It was the government of the southwest that put it together. Everybody that is a member of Amoteku, they know him. He's documented. He's getting salary every month. He's being paid salary. They know who he is. If there's any misbehavior, he will be taken in because they know who he is. They have his photograph. They have his details. And this guy, in conjunction with some people, with some of our Southeast leaders, they looked on, and this guy just did all this thing he did and brought the region to what it is today, right? And now they are still saying they don't know what happened. Exactly. Even before he brought this ESN, remember he has done the BSS. I've shown you the video where he was parading them, checking the parade. That was shortly before the Nigerian army came, because like, hello, you have a president. What are you doing? Gone, self, parading yourself as the president. They are giving you salute, Even the governor of Imo State at that time, Shebi is supposed to know that this is not done. You don't do something like that. But they allowed him to be doing it. They allowed him to be talking to the youth. Let me play this other video for you.
Meet our enemies even if we have only machete. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I'm tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country.
Did you hear it? He wants to carry arms. So there's a lot of people that think that him carrying arms was just a reaction to how the security personnel was handling them. No, it was his intention. He wanted to. He has always wanted to. That was what he wanted to do. He said it from the onset, even before there was anything. Back in 2022, 2023, he was saying that he don't want a Biafra that will come by diplomatic means so that they will value it. He wants it to come by war. He was saying this war. I remember I did the video sometime in the past. I was like, what is this romance with war? Like, why? Why are you so... We're supposed to be in the business of building. We survived the war. And we have done well to a very large extent. We have recovered. Now we need to thrive. Build institution. We have human resources. We have capable human resources. We can make use of it. But instead of building the people, in collaboration with these leaders, they decided to be deleting the youth. Why? Let me let you listen to him again.
From Senegambia, our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegambia. We are being told they come from Mali. Some are from Niger Republic. Some are from Chad, according to the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Therefore, we are setting up the Eastern Security Network to combat the excesses of these vagabonds and criminals from across the Sahel. Along the same lines as Amotekun, and even the ones set up by the terrorists themselves, Miyetti Allah. What we are launching today officially before the congregation of a global audience is the Eastern Security Network. Not a Biafran army, no. Anytime this army will march, we shall let the world know. But for now, and for our present purposes, we are there to defend the land of Biafra against these marauders from the Sahel, against a very determined incursion being led by terrorists, Fulani terrorists to be precise. What we are doing is no different from what Amotekun is seeking to achieve in Yoruba land. What we are doing is not far from what Miyetti Allah, the terrorists themselves, are seeking to achieve in the northern part of the damnable Zoological Republic. Our response to the endless cycle of insecurity, lawlessness, mayhem, destruction of lives and properties in Biafra land is the launch of this very Eastern Security Network. This very day, in the coming days and weeks, you will see them in their uniforms. You will see them performing very critical and vital functions of ensuring the security of our land. I urge each and every one of you to give them your maximum cooperation. Attempts in the...
I want to share this video with you guys. This was from the very beginning. You know, that this is one of the reasons why he's not being granted bail. Because at this point that he's doing this thing that I'm showing you here now, he was on bail. So many people are saying, oh, like, you know, when, for example, when they release Abba Kyari on bail, keep in mind he's on bail. So one of the reasons they gave is that he's not a flight risk, that he got the opportunity to flee when the Kuje prison saga happened, but he stayed put. He didn't flee. He didn't take the chance and you know, run and hide or something. He stayed back to await his judgment. So because on that basis, they are giving him a bail. You know, they like to misinform. So now Kanu is not being granted bail because he's a flight risk. Right? Why is he a flight risk? Because at the point he was doing all these things, he was on bail, which means in the beginning he was arrested by Buhari and everybody was protesting there. You know, that was when the whole thing came into the limelight because they were doing all those things on the side. People were hearing, but nobody knows, all those kind of a thing. But by the time Buhari arrested him, so it became a general thing. Everybody was not saying release him. All it was almost like it was the Biafra they were looking for. And then he was released. And the conditions for that release was stringent. And one of it is that he will not be in the midst of a group of people more than 10. He will be restricted to maybe his house. I don't really know all the conditions, but the condition he was given was restrictive very much. But he wanted to be out anyways, regardless of how restrictive the conditions was, and he signed it with his own hands. Nobody forced him to sign it. He took that decision by himself and he signed it. So he signed it and he's out on bail. And what did he do? He started creating Eastern Security Network. That time he didn't call it Eastern BSS, Biafra Security Services. Yeah. So these are the people that they call Biafra Security Service here.
At all time, slow march, left and right, slow march.
By the time he was doing all this thing, by the time he was doing all this, we have people like Iwanya who didn't know case. Why don't you fight the case in court? Prove your innocence, prove that Nigeria have no case against you, right? Instead, he came home. Instead, he went to this is happening in his father's house. He now recruited all these youths. And the one that is really painful is that most of these boys you are seeing here, they have gone. Right? So you can imagine the number of youth in this place. And this is someone that is on trial for the case of treason, and he's been released on bail. And this is what he was doing. So he's inspecting his troops now. So now, if he is released again, is he going to continue from here? Because they keep saying unconditional release. Release him unconditionally so that what will happen? So that he will go and form another security network or parade himself or start asking for Biafra? How about if you tell him to ask for Biafra now so that they will give him the Biafra and release him into Biafra so that it doesn't have to do anything with the damnable republic according to him, So this thing he did here, is this or not enough insurrection? Think about it. Like, try to be logical. Somebody that is on bail and signed bail condition that you cannot be in the company of more than 10 people among other things. Yeah? See, there are some bingos here. Let me remove them. No need to respond to the bingos. You just earn a ban for nothing because they'll go back and report you. So these videos are just for the people that say, oh, what has he done? He has not done it. I feel like, this thing already, like all these things he did and all this incitement. And there are some people who worked with him in the beginning that also come out and, regret the things that he did, Yeah. Let me see. Which video is
Biafra is brought to you in truth and honesty without honesty in Nigeria, leading the group appearing in court.
So,
that is to show that we
some of
don't stay in England. We also travel back home to make sure that we lead the attack, we lead the fight against Nigeria. So people who think that Radio Biafra and Bilie members are being static in England, you are clearly mistaken. Very soon, something even greater will happen and everybody will marvel we are here to make sure that everything regarding Biafra is brought to you in truth and honesty. Without honesty, Radio Biafra will not exist.
So this is in the beginning. Keep in mind, this is when he took over from Uwazurike. This is about 2012, thereabout, that he has successfully whisked IPOB from Uwazurike. He's not calling the shots. And by that time, there was what they call Bilie Human Rights Group. So they were the people that actually started this organization of indigenous people of Biafra or something like that, because they wanted to use it to maybe call Nigerian government for reparations or something like that. Like I think they had good intentions. I don't know. That's my thinking. And and when Kanu came on board, he was like still embracing them and saying, yeah, Bilie Human Rights Initiative, they are together, and that anybody that is thinking that they are just in London talking on radio, that they should wait for it, because they will still see them on ground. They are coming to fight war. So that was always what he had in mind. So a lot of people keep saying, no, he didn't want to fight war, that it just happened that Nigerian government were just attacking people who were carrying flag. No. The intention has always been to go all out against the state of Nigeria.
Once again, if you're just joining us, the headlines we're bringing you this evening is that Biafra attended court today in the ongoing suit brought by Bilie Human Rights Initiative on behalf of the indigenous people of Biafra. The Biafran team was led by Barrister Emeka Adolf Emekesiri, who is presently in Nigeria, leading the group appearing in court. That is to show that we just don't stay in England, we also travel back home to make sure that we lead the attack, we lead the fight against Nigeria. So people who think that Radio Biafra and Bilie members are being static in England, you are clearly mistaken. Very soon, something even greater will happen, and everybody will marvel. We are here to make sure that everything regarding Biafra is brought to you in truth and honesty. Without honesty, Radio Biafra will not exist.
So you can see where this conversation is coming from. Like he's together with Bilie, but then you will see, because what the Bilie human rights people were doing then, they were charging Nigeria to court because of the Biafra war and something like that, and the court proceedings was holding in Owerri at that time, right? So, and that time they were still doing this Radio Biafra thing, and they were still charging Nigeria to court. And so the case was going to court, and Kanu will even tell them that they should go to court and represent because something on there. But when he has succeeded in taking that Radio Biafra away, you have to listen to what he's saying about this same Bilie that he's praising here now.
We are live and direct, and I want to announce something regarding Enugu. No wonder Enugu station keeps falling all the time. There is a place we understand that Okorocha's people are going to and saying that they are IPOB. They were in Ugwago today. The animal rights people that Ugwago today.
Not human rights again. He now call them animal rights. Why? Because he has not gotten what he wanted. At that time, he was playing the guy, playing good guy, and they thought that they were working together with him. They were going somewhere with him, and they want to go together and go and arm themselves and fight Nigeria, also fight Nigeria legally. They were in court. They had a court case in court. So, Kanu didn't want that. He wants the whole thing to take another dimension. And the same people he's praising and calling them human rights initiative is now calling them animal rights.
They are not IPOB. And I want to tell the Biafran volunteers at Enugu, anybody who is not sanctioned by your coordinator saying they are IPOB, if you can't verify them, I want you to render them useless. Is the direct order. From today onwards, anybody who goes anywhere and says they are IPOB, bury them out.
That's where he said that they should make them put them for ground, cover them. I don't want to make it talk and reach ground. Just because of his IPOB. Because it feels like this thing he worked hard for is now his property. Anybody that now come and say they have IPOB, because in that court, they were going there as IPOB. And they were taking Nigerian government to court. So finally, when the case was supposed to even be heard, they went there and scattered everything. There was no court case again, And he said that if they see them, they should bury them alive, all those kind of a thing. I don't know what they see for this guy.
Alive. Let me repeat what I said. It's a direct order.
He wants to repeat it again, that anybody they see, hey, Lianand.
There is only one IPOB. These people are working for Rochas Okorocha.
That time it was Rochas Okorocha that was the governor of Imo State. And if you remember, they were chanting Okorawusa, Okorawusa. And you guys, you wonder why I support Rochas Okorocha. Rochas Okorocha was the one, when APC was forming, he checked his political alienation and felt that, it's going to be better if he joins APC. And so he took his own block from ABGA and they joined APC. And for that, they turned him anti-Igbo. They said he's Okorawusa. So if you hear Okorawusa, they are addressing Rochas Okorocha. And there was nothing they didn't call him. They didn't, they tried every means to blackmail him, to do anything with him. But he stayed put. And he's still there. He's still in that APC, even through his time, even till now, he's still in APC. So at any time, when you see, if Owele comes out and say he wants to contest for anything, if he gets the chance, don't be surprised if you see me campaign for him, because yeah, he has his faults, but I believe that he stood his ground for what he believed was right.
I've been warning you people, you don't want to listen. These people are working with Buhari. You don't listen.
They are working with Buhari, they are working with Rochas Okorocha, they are working with Fulani. They just, anything to tag somebody, Sabo. And then for when they do that, Eboya Eliyanando is a direct order. You are hearing it from him. But today they say they don't know what he did. He did not do anything. Yeah, because what he's saying, at the time he was saying it was still allowed in social media. But now, you can't say something like that open wide mouth now. Yeah, it's not censored.
To what I'm saying, we are not in court with anybody. Anybody coming to you saying IPOB is in court, the person is a liar. Listen very, very carefully. Nobody is representing us. We have not appointed anybody to represent us. They are working with Okorocha, our staff, Fulani Buhari. We have the pictures and the evidence to prove it. They said so in my face. You don't listen. All of you in Enugu.
Emperor.
You don't want to listen. It's a direct order. If you see them again, kill them.
If you see them,
then let them die serving our Wasa people. If you have anybody again come to you saying we are IPOB, we are in court to register, answering our name, kill them. It's a direct order.
Now don't let me play and finish now. This thing now waiting that they talk for mouth. Person no do anything, just say yeah. Meanwhile, the IPOB, they were the one doing the IPOB. They were the one doing the IPOB before you came and snatched it. They were doing the IPOB. They were going to court in Nigeria. The customary court was sitting in Owerri. You understand? Those administering the East have failed. Of course, it's obvious. Yeah. So what he's saying is Odehomananti. It's not something you will allow to be said in today's world.
This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are very much direct, and heaven is listening. Oh, when India wasn't it? You people don't. You say march. I tell you, you're not disciplined. Some of you don't know anything. If you don't have discipline, we can never march. If you can be staying there and an idiot is coming from Owerri, sent by Okorocha, coming to Enugu, trying to convince you otherwise, it means you are not ready. Not even ready. When you're ready, I would know. You're asking me to command this army to march when you are not disciplined. That is how your general overseer will call you at the battlefront. You'll abandon, you throw the rifle down and run away and say Jesus called you.
He's always talking about battle, war, battle from Queen, war, Kiki, Leonardo. Do you know how many people hail Leonardo? Onyara, do you know how many people are going to have that they should Leonardo? Made a pull for ground, made when the person is still there. Like, do you know how many? It's unbelievable. And today they say they don't know what he did. Let me tell you guys, Hitler did not lift one stone. NPT is just a political party, nothing more. Okay, they took power from PDP. Fine. PDP is a national party. It's not an Igbo party. That much is clear. But these, our Igbo politicians, they made it an Igbo thing. They made it an Igbo thing. Audio. They made it an Igbo thing. And they made him a triumphant entry. Let me see if I will show you guys this video, this picture. So, are you seeing it? See him here. Who is here? Who are those here? I don't know all of them, but I know this one. I know this one. I know this one. I don't know these two. And I know this one. So, you know, that's why for them it's a very big betrayal when this one jumped into APC, and now on the basis of this, now the APC party member, he now won the Imo State election that was already in PDP's hand, right? So, in other words, they just succeeded in using Nigeria political issues that they are participating in, that they're supposed to deliver to us, our citizens in the region, develop our region, invest in the people, in education, in healthcare, you know, in roads, building a water system, a waste management system, you know, all the things that make societies to organize. No, they didn't do that. Instead, they went to recruit somebody. Just because he can talk, he has the gift of oratory, you have to give it to him. He can talk very well. Just because he can talk very well and very persuasively, and they abandoned their role as governors, as statesmen, as protector of the East, and they laid the land in waste in the hands of this young man. And they embraced him and gave him audience as if he's a party, a political, as if he's an elected official. You know, like, did you see this Igboho getting this kind of accolade and acceptance among the political elite? Let's assume they want to do something like that and they did it in secret, for example, like underground, and it's something of speculation. You don't really know. You know, the day this guy was going there, there were videos said he was coming down in one staircase, you know, like it's not, so like it used to amuse me because I'll be wondering, like, who gives him ideas of all this uniform he's sewing for himself? Imagine that Shekau is seen in a, you know, like an instrument, whatever, in any capacity like this, surrounded by, you know, I'm not saying that there is nothing going on in the north, you know, but if we are really concerned about our region, then why should we do something like this, you know? Yeah, like he got the oratory. Like, when, imagine if he was not saying bad things, if he was really saying good things and uplifting things with that same force. And this is what he was doing before he was able to persuade them to hand over the you know, the people to follow him instead of Wazirike, because he had it, he was saying everything, you know, he has seen what Wazirike is doing, so he's like giving them all the right ideas, like, I will do like this because you know what they need to hear, and he even told it to them that they just want to hear lies upon lies upon lies. So yeah, I do think that he has that oratory gift. Yeah, he does. I feel he's suffering from some kind of schizophrenia. Yeah, it has to be some kind of or the, you know, some kind of mental health issues. Yeah, like no normal person will talk like that, you know. But I don't know what fascinated our people with this guy and this kind of things he was saying. So I don't understand it. I personally, like I told you guys, I wasn't really paying attention. But after that Operation Python dance, I decided to look into what was going on a little bit. And I heard some, broadcasts that he made, and I was appalled. Like I don't understand it. And the first video I did about him was like when he was, and then I was just starting, and I didn't even know that it was a hot topic. I didn't even know that it is a no go area. It was something I just kind of said, wow, why would this guy that ran away since almost a year is coming out and threatening that he's going to bring hell to Nigeria? And I was like, the people are already in hell. Like, the people are really suffering and, managing their life. Why do you want to bring hell? And then if you got hell to bring, why do you have to announce it? So it was really very crazy at the time. Admin, I cite you. Good evening. Please don't forget to censor your words. So my people, I mean, these conversations never end. For me, I feel like, unfortunately, talking about these things, but it's something that we have to talk about. We have to address it. Is the elephant in the room? Is there? Is big enough? If is magnificent? Is inside the room? No, so you cannot say, oh, the elephant is there, but let's just leave it. You just have to talk about it. I wish that we can come past this so that we can talk about things that, how we can intervene, how we can help, and begin a narrative to reprogram the mind of our youth and the mind of people, so that, we can put all this energy in something positive, uplifting for our people. And our people need help, because it's not ordinary either we are using to jackpot into all every corner of Nigeria, you know. And yeah, of course, we beat our chests and all those things, but honestly, who has like everybody will say, if Nigeria is working very well, what will you be doing outside of the country? It's the same way. If Igbo land is in good shape, what will we be doing all across Nigeria, in every nook and cranny, right? Even in the uttermost remote place in north, in the southwest, we are there. You will find some Igbo people there aching out a living. So I feel like these conversations, even though they are hard, even though they are taking us back, but we cannot escape them. We just have to have them so that we can move forward. So, at least we know where we are coming from. So this is what has happened. This is where we are now. And then how can we go forward, But living in denial of what has happened is not going to give room for you to move forward, because it will make you to be stuck. So you will be stuck in that past. You don't want to move past that, right? So right now we have been stuck in that past, like we are stuck there. And what we have been doing is what economics people call the sunk cost fallacy. It's a fallacy because, what is a fallacy? Fallacy is something that doesn't make sense, doesn't take you anywhere. You're just wasting your resources, wasting your time. And at the end of the day, you are going to lose everything. So I pray, my always hope is that God Almighty will touch the heart of our people and save them from this looming self-destruction for the second time. It happened the first time, and millions of people went with it. Yesterday I showed you a video of Ojukwu, how he was boasting that he had everything in place. So if you haven't seen that video before, you would think that Igbo people went into this thing, or they were just sitting at home, they didn't even know, Nigerian government just came upon them, like they didn't do anyone. Like in German they say Täter, Opfer und Täter. Opfer is like the victim that didn't do anything, and the Täter is the one that is the perpetrator. So the position we have been taught the whole time, that we're just the Opfer, we're just the victim, we didn't do anything, we're just there. And then the Täter, these perpetrators, they now came and did all the things that they did, and therefore we are very angry. But if we begin to think about it, that this is a conflict that our elites at the time, took us into. And there was a role that we played in it, right? So that we can also take some part of the blame of the actions that happened, introspect and say, okay, yeah, we shouldn't have done this. Yeah, okay, something like that. Acknowledge the role, acknowledge the failures, acknowledge the absurdities, and retract all the heroism that is being um, given to where it's not supposed to be given, and instead reward people who build, who bring development, who bring encouragement. It doesn't, we are gifted in different ways, and we bring different things to the table. So everybody don't have to be a billionaire. There are people that their job is to sing and give melody, and everybody will calm, everybody will be happy, everybody will be meditative. There are people maybe that their gift will be to cook, and people will eat. There are people that their gift is maybe money, to get money and share. There are people that their gift is to talk and motivate and uplift. So we'll begin to look into our communities and bring out all the people who are gifted, so that we can give into the community and come from the community and put our community in order first. I feel like if you are not putting your place in order, you don't have the moral ground to stand and point fingers. You don't. Like, I remember there's a video I saw. I think they said that man is a medical doctor. He's building this massive building in somewhere in Anambra State that is supposed to be a hospital, like a children hospital. Such people are supposed to be our hero. People we look up to. So maybe such persons, they can elevate them in our stories, in our mind, so that we can see who are they, how did they come. I remember when I was very young, I read this Ben Carson's book, Gifted. Is it Gifted Hands or something like that? So when it's like a biography, his biography, how he struggled with his mom. He had a brother, and the mom was working in people's homes that they had money. She cleans, and the mom will be seeing how the rich people live. So the mom came home with everything she's learning from cleaning people's homes. You say, that education is important. So they'll go to the library, they have to take a book and do something in the library. And from there, they started picking interest in different things. Like, it was very interesting to read that biography. And it will motivate you also, coming from nowhere, that, okay, you have to find something to do with your life where, like, we can build the communities instead of being stuck in the past and not going anywhere, and being aggrieved and wanting to fight and wanting to kill, and being a victim. It's unbelievable. Like, it's a rabbit hole. It doesn't have any end. Yeah. Yeah, they were. It's a backlash. I know. I've never said that the thousands of Igbos were not a victim. But what I'm saying is, when you have escaped and you have come back in Igbo land, you're supposed to be safe. So your prerogative at that point is not taking up arms to go and fight the people you are escaping from, because you are safe now, you are home. It's unfortunate what has happened. So as elites, they're supposed to look onto the state and find reparations, and how to make it up to the people. And then from then onwards, they will find a way to build the Southeast, so that people don't need to go out in that number out of Alebo. So the problem we're having, it didn't start today. Like, if thousands would be in the north at that time. And keep in mind that we are having regional system. A regional system of government, everybody was supposed to actually be mostly in their region, except if you have official duty. And even at that time, we were still, in that Japa mode. So I think that could have said, okay, it's unfortunate, and then we learn from it, because unfortunate things happen in history, and then we learn from it. So, okay, we're not going to base our livelihood on immigration. So, we try to do something here so that you don't have to go back to the north. But what happened after the war? Everybody went back to wherever they came back from, back to square one. So was it worth it? You know? Yeah. Yeah. So my people, it's been an hour and a half again. I thank you so much for being a part of this program. By the grace of God, I will see us again tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't have I'm free kind of tomorrow. Maybe I'll have time to do a video earlier on in the day. Let's see. I don't know how it will go. Yeah, even the Islamization narrative is false. You know, even the Islamization narrative is false. There's no government that is actively doing anything to force Islam on anybody in Nigeria. Instead, it's the Christians that are actually on evangelism, going on evangelism and all those. I don't think that Muslims do evangelism. You know, I don't think so. So I don't know. See the churches now, every corner church, every street church. Church is not a business. Everybody don't wear suits. So that narrative is also not true. And then in the south, there are many Muslims. People out of personal conviction are becoming Muslims by themselves. Nobody's forcing them. There are many people from the south that are becoming Muslims. They are Muslims. I remember I met a lady back in the day. She's from Auchi, and then it was fasting time, and she was fasting. I was like, this Ramadan fasting period. She was fasting, and I was like, I thought you are from Edo State. He said yes, that they also have Muslim back then. So I didn't know. But we learn every day, and I learned that there are Muslims also in Edo State, and I've seen many also in the South region that they are Muslims. And now, some even in Igbo land, some people are also becoming Muslims out of personal conviction. Okay, they do it. It's called dawa. What do they do it? Okay, I will check about that. So, in the northern region, they have Christians, they have Muslims. I remember when I went to Kaduna, I still remember the church, the Anglican church I went to in Kaduna. It was almost like a an Igbo church in my village, because everybody that came there were Igbo. It was a massive cathedral, and there were Igbos everywhere, and the language of the sermon and everything, the service was heard in Igbo language at that time, right? So I don't even know. I don't understand. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, especially because you didn't have what it takes to go and fight back. It's just like saying, for example, the Jews that succeeded in leaving Germany, leaving Europe, and are now in Israel, that they are not going to recruit and come back and fight in Europe. Because then you are safe. You are supposed to learn from that mistake. That I feel, me personally, I feel like um, first there should be compensation from the government-led administration at the time, that they didn't secure the lives of the people on their watch. First of all, the blame goes to the government in place that didn't stop that, and then persuade the government to pay some reparation to those people who survived those pogroms in the north, right? And then from then on, for them to be rehabilitated, they will use whatever was given to them, and then the rebuilding will start. But you don't go from one destruction to the other. So you say, okay, they kill thousands, and then you present millions. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. So our brother is also saying, um, and I can imagine why Islam will be spreading right now, because this um how will I put it, turning the house of God into commercial places, and all the falsehood and all the lies. And of course, we don't know how if I don't really know much about how it functions in Islam. But I think, when there is a lot of saturation, for example, a lot of people that say they want to go back to our roots, our Igbo cultural things, that they are not doing all this okite. They are doing all these abnormal things that people are like, what is actually going on with our youth, right? Egombute, all these things they are doing, all these native doctors, they are like, I don't know, it's almost like it's turning the heart of the people very, very back and brutal. So, and then maybe people who have been duped or lied to or defrauded in one way or the other, they are thinking, you understand, that's the human mind. The human mind is always in search of something. So, but you cannot determine what an individual does with his faith. But in Muslim dominated regions, it's against their law to change your religion or something like that. I think so. So if you come to their place to come and evangelize, you are going to get into trouble. That's what I understand. Yeah, exactly. The people, of course, I'm not blaming the people. I'm not blaming the people. But what I'm saying is, I'm not even looking at it in a bitter way to blame anybody. But all these things have happened. But our mind is stuck there because there's a lot of hurt, and people are kind of thinking that they can get some kind of revenge. You're not going to get it in this way. You understand? Your best revenge is to live well. Build a society where your people can live well and live comfortable and live in pride and thrive. That's the best revenge. The best revenge you can do as Onyibo is to rebuild Alibo, to rebuild your people, stop stealing, stop oppression, disinheriting widows and women. Just try to build a society that is accommodating, evolve, dare to evolve out of all these archaic and things that are not coming into this century. A lot of people have evolved, they are going forward, things are changing. So I feel like the best revenge is to live well, like really live well. But some people feel like the revenge is to destroy everything, and unfortunately you're not going to have access to other places to destroy. It's going to come down to Alibo. Ojukwu did it, he brought Aga to Alibo. Where else? Where else? There's nothing good now. It's nothing good. So, and then, when you are harboring that hatred and all those acrimony, it's in you, not the other person. Now you know what you see. Now you carry the wala for your head. And then it will continue to attract negative things into your life. It's a law of nature. It's a universal law of nature. You understand? Uh-huh. That is also in the Bible. Say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you believe you are hated, then you'll be seeing everywhere you look, you'll be seeing it, hate. If you believe and you continue to, you know, feed that negativity, it's gonna grow in your mind, but in the other person's mind, and it's not gonna make you attractive to the other person. It's gonna make it worse, you know. So I would like to say, even in closing here, try as much as you can not to be utterly negative about everything Nigeria. The Nigerian government, for example, the president or whoever they are doing, even if you want to criticize anything, let it be in proportion to what you are talking about. Don't give it all blank and destroy everything. Because the measure you give is always the measure that was going to give back to you. So, I also have ruled, and you are all over the place. Now Yoruba is there, and it's all over the place. Do you want to do that also? Because remember, one day you will be there. And then what is the measure you want to be given to you, right? So that's how I look at it, you know. So let's be measured like the people with Akonuche. Not because somebody was ranting for so many years and was given that room, you will not be thinking again. It's wrong, you know. Yeah. So my people, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe and let the conversation continue in the comment section. Thank you so much for your support. I love you all. I say good night from here.